I'm here today with Michael Rice, Senior Product Manager for Follett Corporation, and he's here to show us today not only his new ice machine, which is great for cafes, but to talk about Follett Ice and what the Follett Corporation can do for us in the specialty coffee industry. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Miles. Thanks.
Hi. Tell us a bit about Follett.
Follett is a manufacturing company located in eastern Pennsylvania. We've been in business for about 60 years, and we focus on ice-related products: ice making, ice storage, ice transportation, and then some medical-grade refrigeration and freezer products for hospitals. We've been manufacturing ice makers for about 35 years, all focused on our Follett Ice technology.
What is Follett Ice? That's a weird name for something.
Follett Ice is a form of what we call extruded ice or compressed ice, where we take small flakes of ice and we actually compact them or extrude them into small little nuggets that then are strong enough to go into cups and to be dispensed in dispensers, but also are soft enough to be crunchy and chewable during the course or after the drink is over.
And why is that important?
Well, what we found over the years, as well as other manufacturers, is that there's a large percentage of the population, probably over 50% of the people, that actually like to chew ice. And actually, whether they're ice chewers or not, many people like that soft ice in their beverages, in their fountain beverages, in convenience stores, in restaurants, and we believe also in iced coffees. It seems to have a good texture, a good feel, and people just like to munch on the ice after it's done.
So here's a question for you. It's a soft ice.
Yes.
How does it do for smoothies and iced coffee beverages and those kinds of blended drinks that are so much a part of our industry?
Well, what we hear from some of the customers that use our equipment is that they like using that soft nugget ice for a couple of reasons. The drinks blend a lot faster, so productivity goes up, and they also tell us that it's less wear and tear on the blender, so that they get longer life on their blending equipment, which is a pretty expensive investment for them.
Right. As an aside, one of the big causes of failure of blending machines is hard ice, which chews up the motor. My guess is that this would be a valuable contribution to the coffee industry.
We think we have a solution for that, or at least something that can make people's lives a little bit easier.
Yeah. What types of ice equipment do you make?
Well, we make a wide range of ice making equipment. We make traditional ice makers that people would put either in the back of the restaurants or on soda fountain dispensers. And we also make a very broad line of what we call ice and water dispensers. Coincidentally, we're actually the largest supplier of ice and water dispensers for patient care in hospitals, because in hospitals they like that soft chewable ice. It's easier for the patients, it's less of a choking risk.
And post-surgery.
Post-surgery or any other procedures. And we get a lot of calls to our website, or calls to the company and hits on our website for people who've been in the hospital and seen our ice and want to know where they can get this ice for their consumption.
You're addicting them to ice, Mike.
Well, they addict themselves to ice, but we like to be able to enable that.
Yes.
But the other piece of our ice and water dispenser product line is really the sanitation piece. And Follett's core visions and core missions are all around how is it that we promote safety, sanitation, productivity, and well-being out into the products that we serve. And with the ice and water dispenser, what you've done is you've been able to take the ice making, the storing, and then the dispensing of it and put it all in one sealed machine, so that people aren't sticking their hands or dirty cups or scoops into ice. So we're doing what we think we can to provide the safest possible ice experience.
That is so majorly important, especially in food service.
Yeah.
Because ice is the #1 place for food safety issues.
Well, and a lot of times people don't realize that ice is food, and that's a very important part of that. So we offer ice and water dispensers that can make up to 400 pounds a day and hold up to 90 pounds of ice, down to our smallest and newest addition to the family, which is our new 7 Series dispenser, which will make 100 pounds a day and store and store 7 pounds.
So tell us about the new Follett 7 Series.
Well, this is our latest ice and water dispenser. It's the most compact ice and water dispenser on the market, and it was designed really for the office coffee market and the small retail market. It's very compact. It's actually 17.5 inches tall. It was designed to go on counters under 18-inch wall-mounted cabinets. It's attractive enough in terms of its design to fit in with an office or a coffee shop decor. And it is the only ice and water dispenser that is actually drainless, so you do not need to hook it up to a drain. A lot of the people that we talked to in our market research told us that they have a very difficult time accessing drains. So we built this dispenser so that it makes ice. It stores about 7 pounds of ice inside. Any ice that melts will go right back into the ice maker to be refroze into ice, so it increases the water efficiency. And then anything that drips out of the dispenser, either from dispensing of ice or water, will go right into the drip tray, and that drip tray can just be emptied just like a standard water cooler could.
Very clever.
Yeah. And as an added measure for safety and sanitation, all the internal components that touch the ice and water have Aegon antimicrobial treatment to them that will prevent the buildup of bacteria and other microorganisms inside the dispenser.
What else would you like to tell the coffee industry about this great machine?
Well, this is probably designed to serve either a small office that maybe is 25 to up to 50 people, or a small retail establishment that's serving 50 or 60 cups of iced coffee a day.
You bring up OCS. Talk about OCS, Office Coffee Service.
We've seen a lot of interest from folks who are looking at how is it that they grow their business, how do they grow their coffee business, how do they take advantage of the afternoon, or actually what's becoming now almost a full day interest in iced beverages. And one of the things that they're missing is a good, safe supply of ice in order to provide a good quality iced coffee. So we think with dispensers like this, or some of our larger ice and water dispensers, that we have a solution for both the office coffee and the retail market.
Yeah. So I understand that Follett Ice is really popular in the South.
You know what, it is. We, in the studies that we've done, we find that while it's probably preferred 2 to 1 across the country, maybe as many as 90% or more of the population like Follett Ice in the southern part of the U.S. We've actually termed the geographic area from the Carolinas down through the south into Arizona as the Chew Belt, because they really like the Chew Ice. Yeah, absolutely. Funny. And it's interesting, even a few years ago, the Wall Street Journal ran a center column article on the popularity of Chew Ice. So it's a real thing.
This is a great innovation for us in the coffee industry, but how do people know what size they need? I mean, how do they judge how much ice they use? Because most people don't really think about it up until this moment.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that you need to know. You need to have an understanding of how many cups of iced coffee or whatever iced beverages you're going to be using over the course of the day, and usually to pick it on the busiest day so that you can size the machine for your peak business. Once you do that, you need to understand the cup sizes that you're going to have and a little bit about some of the hourly distribution. And from there, you can start to calculate ice demand, and then what we can do is we can help match it up through some mathematical modeling to the amount of ice there is in stores that can be dispensed, and then for the amount of ice that can be produced, to kind of see what's the right size of equipment to meet the needs of either the office or the retail establishment.
How about larger organizations, larger retail outfits or office?
Well, the 7 Series dispenser is good for that smaller retail and small office coffee application. We have a whole line of additional dispensers that will make 400 pounds a day of ice and will store anywhere from 12 to 90 pounds. And the same process holds. We map up the demand requirements against the storage and against the production capacity and come up with the optimal machine. When you look, for example, at our 12-pound dispenser, which is good for a lot of medium-sized retail applications, if you're going to do iced coffees, and let's say you're going to do hot brewed over ice, where you're going to take a 16-ounce cup and fill that up totally full with ice and then melt some of that down as part of the mix, that 16-ounce cup of ice full will have about 8 to 9 ounces of ice in it. So if you take a look at a 12-pound dispenser, you probably have 24 servings sitting right inside that dispense hopper. and then it will make another 24, 25 servings an hour. So you can provide a pretty significant operation out of our 12 series dispenser.
Yes.
And if you have an instantaneous needs for more ice, the larger dispensers hold up to 90 pounds of ice. So now you start to talk about being able to hold, almost 200 servings right inside that dispense hopper, all with sanitary dispense. Well, they can come to our website, www.follettice.com, for all they need to know about Follett Ice and our products.
That's great. Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you. It's been a
Appreciate
pleasure.
all the information.